the
You,
cost will come down too.
Dr. Saleem, you have been overseas. You lived overseas. I have also. Uh, in comparison, quality-wise, do we have good medicine in America?
You know,
Treatment.
for any system to work in their best capacity, you need to have resources.
Hmm.
You need to have uh, people trained in their best. You should have best available technology,
Hmm.
and you should be having best available choices.
Hmm.
And with the collaboration of the patient, consultation patient, when you practice this, you can get the best system, best outcome. But what happens, unfortunately, in third world countries and other, they are very deficient in their resources. They don't have enough personnel, enough medicine, enough resources, and because of their health care is compromised. But again, I tell you, one thing which is drastically different from here is that patient completely have faith in the healthcare provider
Here.
in back home.
Hmm.
They will make you responsible 100% of taking care of your disease and make you feel better, and that give you a very responsible role being a doctor. Although sometimes it's go beyond uh, the I would say the reality, and that loses some part of accountability, and
Hmm.
sometimes abuse gets into it, and sometimes negligence happens more than usual,
Hmm.
and then again that part goes against the patient. But this is very important that you have to trust your doctor, and that's why you should be spending some time. You should be making yourself comfortable, understanding, having understanding with your doctor, so that if you have this trust, then doctor is also comfortable, you also comfortable, and you can do best for each other.
And that's why we have Roy online too. Roy, good evening, sir.
Good evening again. Got another question.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Don't hear it mentioned much, but and I guess this question can be asked of both of you because you both are doctors. How do you feel? I listened to him how he explains himself, and he hasn't said anything wrong. He talked about getting sued, that he's vulnerable. He's talked about he cares about his patient, but yet science now is, and especially now, is looked at you guys being gods. You can do anything and heal anything, and I want to know, how do you feel about that?
Roy, surely at this age and surely at this time of science, we know the best and we practice the best. But again, there is lot to learn. I mean, when a patient comes to us and having a cancer is spread over all over your body, what you can do? Nothing, right? So surely we are not God, and we have our own limitations. And if you think that after 20 years, after 25 years, what the people would think, what what we are practicing now, they will, oh, they probably will practicing compared to 25 years later a primitive medicine, because there's always be a room of improvement.
Hmm.
We need more knowledge, we need more scientists, we need more research, we need more medicine, and we need more answers still. So this is that we are quite comfortable that what kind of diseases we are dealing with, and we try to solve all kind of problems, but it's still
Challenging.
we get to this against the wall, and we get into this challenging situation that we try to control our infection, and that still sometimes that infection gets so bad
Hmm.
that people die in hospitals. Like, so it is not that we have in 100% control, but we are in an age where whatever disease we have discovered so far, we, especially if they come at their early stage, we can treat them in with much better results than when they get into their complicated stages.
Good.
I agree with your answer, and it's a good answer, but nevertheless, when you say you extended life, who gets the credit? Do the real creator get the credit, or do you get the credit? No, you get the credit. When you say that to eat healthier and will extend your life, do the real creator the credit? No, you get the credit. So you on a sense, you set yourself up to be gods and to fail and to show people that you're not a god and you're just as human as anybody else, but you're compassionate, and people see God as a compassionate person. I see a confliction in why people. For example, I went to school to be a lawyer. I don't talk about it much because I don't like to praise my knowledge that much. But other people do, and I say nothing. But I went to a courtroom, and I sat there, and there's this doctor who was getting sued. And he sat there, and he just bawled his eyes out. He was just bawling like a baby. And he felt really bad that his patient died. He felt really bad. But nevertheless, the other person on the other side of the room wants to sue him and get revenge for their loved one has lost. Yet they could see how this man it's a terrible mistake or a mishap that happened. That if he could have, he would have corrected. He might have gave his own life to save that person. And now that I think about it, as much as he cried, and the judge even sympathized somewhat with him. But back to the point. Do you think you set yourself up to be a god?
I think for me, I like to keep a relationship with my patients where I should be telling them that what we know and how much we know and to what extent we can do for you. Again, to give a false kind of impression and to be overconfident. Why? Because sometime you will get into a situation where things will be out of your hands or things will be so much challenging to you, and you can be either side, number one. And if you have your patient in confidence, and if you do your best, and if you show all the affection and all the best effort you can do for the patient, and I tell you, majority of the patient, they realize it, because we all are human beings and we all know we all have weaknesses. But the thing is that where the problem comes when somebody is negligent. We have all kind of people in every field, and we have good engineers, we have bad engineers, we have good architects, we have bad architects, we have good lawyers, and we have bad. Same wise, the doctors. If somebody is making an intentional mistake or somebody has done which could be avoided, then he should be taking responsibility. So surely in best, we try to be doing best, and again it's also personal. I want to have best care for my patient so that I could be remembered as the best doctor. So that is the other thing I will try to be for my patient.
Hey Roy, we're running out of time. Again, we'll see you next Thursday. Eat apple a day and you will not see a doctor anymore. Good evening.